Assalamu alaikum. My name is Saneem, and today we will be talking about our third task, that is exploratory data analysis on our retail. So, what we are going to do in our task is that we will be exploring the data, and after exploring what type of data we are having, we will do some visualization and check what are the weak areas. Uh, in which we can focus more to increase our productivity or our profit for a particular market. So the first task, we will be importing our libraries, NumPy, Matplotlib, Pandas, Seaborn, all the libraries we will be using in our data. And then here we are using the read CSV method of pandas to load the this data set, and we can see that yeah, it is completely imported. The dot head method is used to see the first 10 rows and first 5 rows by default, but we have given the 10 as a parameter to check first 10 rows. So here are the first 10 rows along with the column names and the number of rows. The tail method is used to check the last 5 rows, and we are not giving any parameter, so it will show the last 5 rows to us. And dot shape method is used to check the number of rows and columns we are having in our data set, and you can see there are 9994 rows and 13 columns. D type method is used to check the data type of our data set along with the name of columns, and you can see here are the columns we are having: ship mode, segment, country, and these are the name of the columns. And along with this, you can see the data type, that is object, int, and float. So moving further, we can see the different we can check the different analysis of the data using describe method. It will show the average, the count, the sum, and the aggregate functions. So the count means standard deviation, and all the percentile it will show us with the describe method. So here we are using the isnull dot sum. It will show us that the sum of the null values. It will show us the sum of the null values we are having in our data set, and you can see we have 0 null values. And nUnique is the method used to check the number of unique values, and you can see the column name and then the number of unique values in it. And so postal code and I guess profit is having the more unique values. Afterwards, yeah, this is the part where we will be checking the average of our data sets column, and that is ship mode. And we can see that what percentage of a column of a row is will be having the data. And you can see that the ship mode is having the standard class, second class, first class, and yeah, there is the percentage of the rows we are having in our standard class, and then second class, and then first class. So yes, this is what we are going to do. And then after this numeric representation, we are gonna use the plot method to check the visualization. And here you can see in the graph that the first class is having an average number of rows and the more is in the standard class, so it will be decreasing in a default method. And then the segment column, we will be using this technique on the segment column, and then it will show us that 51 of consumer, and same with the all. And here we will be using the orange color to visualize the segment column of our data set. And so we can do this all with other column names. And yes, we will be having some visualization and some idea related to our data set. And here we are using the dot call method. It is used to basically define the correlation between our variables. And you will see that it, it is between 1 and -1. And yes, so the postal code, profit, quantity, and we are having specific column names. If you will notice, this is because we will be having the numeric data type of columns, and so is the 4 or 5 number of columns. So here we are having the correlation between 1 and -1. And if you don't know the correlation method, using the correlation we can simply check that if the correlation is near to 1, or it is 7 or 6, or up to 5, it is highly correlated. And if it is in negative or a less number, it is uh, less it has a less correlation. So afterwards we are using the fig and axis to set our frame in which we are using our subplots. And here we have defined the figure size. So it will be displaying a heat map using the correlation we have already defined. And so it is negatively correlated. You can see the profit and the sales column. And so we will be using the cat plot here, basically called category plot. And so this is used to check the different axes or different figures in at once. So the category and the profit is placed along with the region column. So region column, we will be having our south, west, central, and east columns. And then we will be using our group by function that will group by the category column, along with doing some aggregation on the profit and sales column. And so yeah, there is these columns of category is having the furniture, office supplies, and technology named rows. And so you can see the furniture is having the higher rate of sales but less profit. So we should focus on the furnitures to generate more profit in our market. Here we are using the subcategory column, and then we will be using the same aggregate function of sum on the profit and sales. And you can see the columns in the subcategory like chair, table, art, and other such rows names. We can see the profit and sales ratio, and you can see the tables are going negative. So we should focus on the tables. And those areas where the sales are higher but the profit is low, we should focus on that too. Okay, so same is the case with the group by with the subcategory, and using the profit column we can see the exact visualization of what we are going to check. And yeah, the table is going downward, so we should focus on the table sale to increase our profit. And using the bar plot we can place the region and the sale column, sorry, yeah. So you can see using the diagram or the visualization, it can um, clearly tell us the areas where we are lacking and the areas we should focus more to increase our sales. So yeah, the hue category, in the hue we are using the category column, and so we can place our legend box around the exit around the visualization diagram, and you can see that there is this east column where we are having a higher number of technology and less furniture rate. So there is this south column where we have an a good number of average ratio, but you can see that this is the column where we are central, yeah, central, in which we are having a higher number of technologies but lower rate of furniture, and so we should pay attention to it. Data plot is a variable used here, and then we can simply check the state. We can explore the column names in the state wise, that in which state we are having or higher percentage of profit and loss correlation. And then same is the case with the profit, the rate of profit we are having along with the name of the state. And afterwards you can see that we are having a final graph in which you can see that there is this state column, and we are using some visualization in a bar chart, in which we will be using some uh, useful visualization to see that which areas we should focus more. So yeah, this is the final conclusion. The sales of first of all, the sales of tables should be stopped as it is producing high loss. So, and bookcases and suppliers are producing negligible loss. Central region, we should definitely look into the furniture category, so we are suffering most losses there. The supply of technology should be increased, and so further we can extract the conclusion from this diagram, from all this visualization, the correlation between them. And yes, this is all.